Walk with me, talk with me. Free your mind with Big G. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Chicago Walk Show. I'm your Walk Show host, Big G. Today's Walk Show topic is S.H.O.E. S.H.O.E. is my nonprofit organization that I've established. We're going to address lack of opportunity in the community. We're going to address garbage in our community. We're going to address landfill in our community. We're going to address violence in our community, all through S.H.O.E. And I'm definitely going to break it down. Because if you're familiar with my channel, you know how I do. I take my time in a very detailed fashion, break things down, whatever the particular topic is. So let's jump right in. S.H.O.E. is an acronym for Start Helping Our Earth Field Land Intelligently. S.H.O.E. I'm very big on words, big on vocabulary. You know, you know how you shoe a fly? Shoe a fly. That's the concept of the name. S.H.O.E. The only way you shoe a fly is with your hand. You shoe a fly with your hand, or you get rid of the garbage that the fly is attracted to. So S.H.O.E. S.H.O.E. F.L.I. instead of Y, it's F.L.I. S.H.O.E. S.H.O.E. Start helping our earth field land intelligently, or stop hurting our earth. Let's field land intelligently. S.H.O.E. F.L.I. S.H.O.E. Start helping our earth field land intelligently. Stop hurting our earth. Field land intelligently. It's a non-profit organization that's going to reduce landfill, is going to clean up the numerous vacant lots in our community, and eventually I'm going to build enough resources where I'm going to implement within the nonprofit organization, it's called 9250. It's called the 9250 project. And what that is I'm going to take the resources that I'm utilizing from S.H.O.E., which I'm going to break that down, and I'm going to build playgrounds, basketball courts, and activity areas in these vacant lots in our community. You know, they vacant, so I mean they don't care about what's on them now. So I'm going to take the pledge of caring about them and care about them now, since we don't have anybody caring about them. We're gonna address things like, like this. Look at this, man. This metro. I got a I got a video about tours of the community. I got a video about tours of the community, and Metro is the first address on my tour. And I don't go in depth about it. I don't go into anything about it. I just point out how we don't own nothing in our neighborhood, and how and how companies come in our community and they use us. They utilize space, they utilize our resources, and then they go back home. And here's an example of, look at this. Look at this. It's terrible. Look at these pillars. They literally literally crumbling. Literally. Look at them pillars. Look at that. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. Unacceptable. Utterly ridiculous. We got young men in our community that's looking for an opportunity to work. They're not no different than any other human beings in the world. We all want to work towards something. And for a whole society to put forth effort to stop us from working is egregious. It's a crying shame. Look at this. Look at this viaduct. Look at that, man. Falling down around us. Look, it's just this just the metro. I'm sure if I look up their revenue stream, they making money even in times like now. Back to my S.H.O.E. S.H.O.E is an acronym for Start Helping Our Earth, Field, Land Intelligently. I've partnered with local retailers. I have a working relationship with local retailers. I have a working relationship with local retailers to help me fulfill fulfill my nonprofit endeavor. So what the retailers particularly are going to do? What's up, man? The retailers are going to, for example, I partner with a few shoe stores, and I've offered in the partnership a coupon exchange system. I've established coupons called Green Bucks. Once again, play on words. I'm big on vocabulary, and green represent environmental consciousness, environmental awareness, and bucks are shoes. For all of you young cats that's not familiar with the term bucks, that was a shoe back in the day. They probably still have them, but I haven't readily heard the term used to describe shoes, in the recently. So I don't think bucks is a term, but green bucks, and a buck is also a deer. A buck is also a deer. So I'm addressing environmental. I'm addressing environmental issues within my organization. So the Green Bucks coupon will be a $5 discount that the here go I hate to cut in y'all, but here go another example. Here go another example of here go another example of coming in our community using our community, dumping garbage. He come in our community, he park here every other day or whatever, however, and he dump garbage all along the all along the wherever he parked, he dumped trash. He just empty his truck and trash everywhere. This is why he making money. He making money. He getting paid. He got an opportunity. I ain't mad at him for his opportunity. I'm mad at him for dumping in our community like that's okay. And we so busy trying to feed ourselves that we can't address that. So that's what S.H.O.E is gonna do. We're gonna address those type of things. But the retailer are gonna offer a $5 incentive. If you bring in a pair of old shoes, you're gonna purchase shoes, right? So if you go into the store to purchase shoes, right, that means you getting rid of an old pair, or at least you should be. The, the old pair of shoes that you getting rid of, instead of throwing them in the garbage, and then they end up in a landfill, you could bring them in and you could get $5 a pair. They was gonna be garbage anyway, right? So you bring them in, you give them to the said retailer who was selling you the new shoes, and then you get $5 off that purchase. The retailer keeps the shoes, and then I'll pick them up from the retailer when he accumulate hundreds of pairs of shoes. Then I'm gonna reimburse him or her. I'm gonna reimburse them their whatever they whatever they allowed in savings for the exchange of the green buck. I'm gonna reimburse them that. So that's the operation in a nutshell. I'm also doing tires, but I'm just collecting old tires and I'm just turning them into mulch. It's called durable mulch. I'm taking the shoes that I collect from the retailers. I'm gonna also put up some boxes where, how you see the donate old clothes boxes, or I'm gonna put in donate old shoe boxes and a tire box, and you're gonna bring your old shoes and your tires, and you're gonna put them in these boxes, and I'm gonna come around, myself and my team. We're gonna come around. We're gonna collect these materials, and instead of these materials reaching the landfill, they don't even reach the landfill. Sometimes they just reach our community, like this vacant lot right here. Look at this vacant lot. Look at all this garbage. Might not be no shoes over here per se, but my operation is we're gonna address that. We're gonna adopt these lots, and we're not gonna ask no permission. We just gonna do it, because don't nobody care about this lot right here anyway, right? You know. And the reason I'm saying that in this video, because I guarantee you, once I start caring about these uncared addresses, I'm sure somebody's going to step up, and it might be somebody that's from our community. That's how sick we are. That's how oppressed we are. Some person who lives around or whatever, or for whatever reason, they'll come and they'll approach me for trying to clean up the community, man. That's why the community is the way it is. But I'm not gonna let that stop. Look at this. Look, I'm not gonna let that stop me, because it's it's needed. And since these entities that come into our community and make all this money, since they not doing nothing, like this liquor store right here, shelters ain't doing nothing to clean all this up. Look at all this trash. Look at all the whole block. Shelters ain't doing nothing to clean it up. So I'm gonna clean it up. What's up, man? What's good? We're gonna turn shoes. You know, shoes are all material. Shoes are all rubber and leather material. Some cloth, some, but for the most part, if you took a pair of shoes and put them in turn them into mulch, they would be a much more valuable resource than throwing them in a landfill. And then they turn into toxic waste in about 24 hours. So landfill is a toxic entity in itself. Landfill, that's a prehistoric solution for waste that we still use in society. It's prehistoric. Like, landfill is not working. I'm gonna prove that it ain't working. I can prove that landfill don't work. When material, when any materials enter a landfill, 20, 20 hours after, 20 hours after material into a landfill, it becomes radioactive, toxic. It becomes toxic. It becomes radioactive. I mean, you can look this up. This is public knowledge, scientific. Anytime a material reaches a landfill, in 24 hours it's radioactive. What that means is you cannot go in the landfill and retrieve any of these materials. It's detrimental to the people who dealing with it. For example, if we go on the Bishop Ford at 115, all those hills, how y'all doing? All right. All those hills that's on the east side of the expressway, all those hills they start at like 107 and they go all the way to like 147, 150 or something like that. let's just say at least 2 miles long is a landfill. You know, those grassy hills look so serene, but under those hills is toxic waste. And it's toxic because it's been there for more than 24 hours. Because if you was listening to my previous information, if you put anything in these places, these landfill, they turn into toxic waste in 24 hours. So in 24 hours, you can't even go in there without potentially harming the people that's removing or whatever they're doing to this waste. They can't go in there. So the bottom line, we need to stop stuff from going in the landfill. That's the number one thing we need to do. We need to stop waste from going to landfills. We need to recycle more. But we so busy, we don't even understand these things. I was I was floored to find out that it's more than 1,000 landfill in Chicago alone. It's more than 19,000 landfill in Illinois. It's more. It's it's 15. Let's just say I like to round down to be safe. So when people look this information up, they'd be like, "Oh, it's not 15, it's 19." But it's 15,000 places where waste was waste was deposited and it turned into toxic waste. It turned into something detrimental for the people around it. So imagine you just walking down the street, minding your business. You move into this area because the property is low, and you move in. That's how they do in America. They make stuff low where it's dangerous, and then you move in. Typically, people in my community, and now we walking up and down the street inhaling toxins all day, every day. S.H.O.E gonna do something about that. So I don't have a re, I don't have a resource. I don't have a resource plan to go in and do something to these landfill. I don't have one, but I do have a plan to stop these materials from going in the landfill. We're gonna take shoes and old tires, floor mats, doormats, anything that's rubber or plastic, and we're gonna turn it into durable mulch. And then we're gonna use the durable mulch to clean up the community. I'm gonna employ, I'm gonna employ constituents of the community, stakeholders of the community who who don't have the opportunity, who don't have the resources to take care of themselves like they want to. I'm not talking about a week to week, a check to check opportunity. I mean, if you make it check to check, that's on you. But I'm talking about a substantial income so you can take care of yourself while you cleaning up your community. You know, things that don't exist in our community. When you work within your community, you take pride in your place of residency as well as your place of employment. So you feeding two birds with one worm. I'm no killer, so I ain't gonna say you killing two birds with one stone. I tweak that a little bit. You feeding two birds with one worm by hiring young men and women that live in the community that they're gonna service. S.H.O.E, start helping our earth feel land intelligently. Green bucks are gonna be exchanged for the old pair of shoes that you were gonna throw in the garbage, and they were gonna end up in a landfill and be potential toxins for the community. You was responsible. You brought your old shoes. It don't matter. They don't got to be the same shoe. They could just be two old shoes. You getting $5 a pair. Now, since the world has encountered such devastation lately, my my operation is suspended. It's on hold until all of these things get handled, if you will. But moving forward, I have a lot of support. I have a lot of support from a lot of people who feel like this is a great opportunity to address the joblessness in our community, address the vacant lots in our community, address the lack of opportunity in our community, address, give some attention to our community. Basically, that's what I'm doing. And I'm I'm 501c3 certified. What that means is you can contribute to S.H.O.E. I'm on all platforms. I got a GoFundMe. I'm on all platforms. So if you want to contribute to S.H.O.E., I'm on all platforms. I'm on all platforms. And what I do is I take the contributions of said stakeholders, because if you give to a nonprofit organization that's certified, you could write that off. Knowledge is power. So how do we help? We quite frequently get all these pull yourself up by your bootstrap instructions, but what do that mean? So I'm giving you a step-by-step solution to crime in our community. The quickest way to stop a bullet is with a job. And I'm not against any job. You could work where you want to, but I ain't talking about just any job. I'm talking about a career with dignity. Now I'm not saying, people that work for fast food, that's not a dignified occupation. That's not what I'm saying. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Uh, yeah, you been inside. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I know you be working. I ain't mad. Hey, you on the clock. You working. That's what. That's it. You have a nice day. See my discipline, my persistence. I got a few. I got a few people that acknowledge me out here. I got a few people that recognize because I walk every day, 5 miles a day. You know, so I'm proud of that. That's an accomplishment that I'm proud of, and I do it because it helps with a few things. It helps the blood circulate. It's therapeutic psychologically. Motion creates emotion. I got a whole video on walking. I got a video on walking and the positive effects that that I experienced from it. So the the condition of the neighborhood is in our hands, and one concrete solution is to clean it up. Like, so we have a lot of people that's out of work because they don't want to work. Nope. See, that's the narrative that was painted about brothers and sisters in my community, that we don't want to work. That's why it's so bad because they don't. No, that's not it. We want to work, but we got to jump through hoops of fire. We got to do all this for a job. And I don't know, because I'm not in another community, but I did commingle with another community for a 2-year venture with a technology company called I See Stars, and I learned a lot when I was in that venture. I learned a lot. I definitely heard that getting a job in other communities is not such a chore as it is in our community. What do you mean by that, Marcus? Big G. I mean, I don't know. I mean, other groups of people don't have to pass 20 tests to get a job. They could just, because they want a job, they could get a job. Get hit by the mail truck is that's a come up. About to run me over. That's that right turn. I got a lot of videos where I tell everybody, if you listening to me and you drive, which more than likely you do, when you making that right turn and you looking left, you gotta look right too, man. You can't just look left and turn right. I done got almost hit so many times, man. It's ridiculous how many times I done been almost hit. I'm talking about I got threatened one time. I'm walking, I'm walking. The young man looking left because he turning right. So I stopped, right? He looking left, he looking left, he looking left. So then he finally looked right. I don't know why he looked right because he wasn't trying to look for me, but he looked right. And when he looked right, I scared. What's up? Huh? Hey, I need it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for stopping. See, these are the people that know me. They know, hey, this nigga out here walking every day. Got two cars. I walk for a reason. I almost dropped the phone. I walk for a reason. It's therapeutic. But back to my point. What was I saying? So we give to a charitable entity, a 501c3 certified entity, and then the taxes that we would have paid on that fortune that we got, we wouldn't pay that many taxes on that money because we donated it to a 501c3. That's the knowledge is power part. So we got some people in our community that's been doing okay financially. They didn't, you know, they didn't came from up under oppression. And now they living the true American dream because they was diligent in their efforts. I'm talking to them. You got all this money. You wanna help the community. You find 501c3 certified organizations within the community, and then you donate to them. You donate to them, and you can write that money off. It's a write-off. So now it's like you employing your brothers and sisters by charitable contributions. Then I take those charitable contributions and I pay my team and I'm gonna pay them well. You hear me? I'm gonna pay them well because I understand the potential of a reputable occupation versus just a job that you're gonna work and it's gonna create bills for you that you're not even gonna be able to maintain because you're working at a poverty level. What's up? You're working at a poverty level. I'm offering a dignified, respectable wage that you can build on. You can not only pay your bills, but you also can pay your bills and you can invest. You can reinvest in your community. And then your community gets built up and then you get more resources because you using your resources properly, you know. That stopped the smash and grabs. That stopped the guys from carjacking because now they got the resources to go buy a car. You know, no, carjacking is not about the car. It's about the resource of being able to move. People carjack for a reason, you know. Let's dig into that. Carjacking is so I can get to another opportunity. Since since the government put forth trillions of dollars to stop opportunities, then this how it's gonna go. The government put forth trillions of dollars, and they still doing it to this day. They won't even admit that they doing it, but they put forth a lot of effort for us to be down. You know, they know what the problem is. They standing back like, oh, I don't know what's wrong. For all y'all that's familiar with my channel, you know where I'm going. I'm gonna compare. I'm gonna compare what the government doing to a household. You got a household that's got enough resources for the house, right? They definitely got enough resources for the house, right? But they act like they act like they don't. You know, one example of that is the education system. When our children need tablets or what have you in our community, we gotta sell cookies and bake. You know, that's a bake sale. That's a normal thing in the black in our community because that's what we believe. That's what we need. When the government could just fund it, like what? You know, you got little kids. You got little kids that need to eat, and you got food to feed them. You got money to go buy food, but you make them start selling stuff in the house to feed themselves. That's the same thing. Like, but that's the government we live in, and anybody that hear my perspective, because that's what this is. This is my perspective, and anybody that hear my perspective and feel any type of negative way about it, like, no man, you part of the problem. You part of the problem. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just sit back and listen and understand that everything that I'm saying is 100% true from my perspective. We oppressed through the efforts of the government. So if you don't believe that and you live in our community, it worked on you. That's exactly what they want. Our government want everybody in our community to believe that what's happening to us is our fault. It's not our fault. These young men that's committing these heinous crimes while they trying to take other people's cars from them, whether they taking the car when the person is in it or the person is whatever. They doing that because of lack of opportunity. And the lack of opportunity is firmly understood over decades. Decades, man. If you do get a job, you ain't, that's not life, man. I worked for Butternut. I worked for SNC, electrical company. I worked for some major. I worked for Ford. I worked for a few big companies. Everybody that kept their job, everybody that got a job there, I ain't knocking them. I'm just pointing out what's painfully obvious. You don't have much of a life. You don't have much of a life. And I'm talking to all of you entrepreneurs that understand what I mean. Even if you got that sweet first shift schedule and you can go to work at 6 a.m. and get off at 2:30 or 3 and you know, that ain't no life, man. That's getting up every day going to work. That's a responsibility that's been set up for us, man. We should all be doing what we love to do. It could be done. That was heritage. That was culture. I got a video on both. I got a video on heritage and culture, which breaks down how heritage and culture is a blueprint for a society. Heritage and culture is a blueprint for a group of people that's trying to live their best lives. Your heritage, your culture is proof, is a record of things how they were, things how they are, and things how they should be. In America, they took that from us and they gave us their culture. Christianity, they gave us their culture, their tradition. Thanksgiving and Christmas, Labor Day. You know, things that we don't even really understand. We don't even understand what? If you look into these different holidays, I got a video on that. I got a video on holidays. And I break it down, the different holidays that we celebrate and the history behind the holidays. which if you knew the history behind these holidays, you know, it's a mockery to even celebrate them. It's like a house, it's like parents being abusive to their kids and making you celebrate the dates of abuse. Like it's wild. Just look at the video. I get in more in depth. But this video is about S.H.O.E and how S.H.O.E stop hurting our earth, let's field land intelligently, is going to be the cornerstone of change for the community. And this is my pledge. This is my pledge to my community. And this is my video. This is my video pledge to my community that when things get under control, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, we've never been through anything like this before in history. So when things get back to some sense of normalcy, S.H.O.E will be moving forward, collecting shoes and tires, old shoes and tires that otherwise would end up in a landfill. S.H.O.E will be collecting them, reconditioning them, and turning them into durable mulch. Not just wood mulch, but durable mulch. This mulch also will prevent the destruction of forestry. Trees are literally going to be saved from S.H.O.E. Here's how. Mulch is a mulch is a product used. Mulch is a product used to embellish landscape, and mulch is created by tearing down trees. Mulch is created by tearing down trees, and when you destroy the tree, when you destroy the tree that's live, they make a lot of mulch from dead trees, but it's some mulch companies that just go through the forest and just mow down trees. Like it's it's, it's riveting, and I don't even mean positively riveting. I mean it's gut wrenching to see how they pillage the how they pillage the forest, how they pillage the forest to get this wood, this timber for these different things. Now, we need wood. I ain't saying that that's totally wrong. I'm just saying if we could if we could prevent the destruction of of one tree, so I'm gonna prevent the destruction of thousands of trees because the people that use wood mulch, they gonna have an incentive to use durable mulch. Wood mulch, you gotta keep replenishing it. It only have a few. If you live in an inclement area where you get cold and then this wood mulch is gonna last probably 7 months, 6 months. Let's say a year. Let's just say a year. You got to keep buying wood mulch every year. I'm a homeowner, so I know that. You got to keep buying wood mulch every year to keep up the upkeep of your property. That's just a thing in home ownership. And you got a property, you need mulch. So if there was an alternative, if there was a wood mulch that was made from waste material, that means it prevented waste from going into a landfill. It was more durable than the product it's replacing. Durable mulch. That means rubber tires that I'm gonna cut up and sprinkle around like mulch. They not gonna deteriorate. You're not gonna have to replace them. So wherever you use this material, it's gonna be there, and it's durable. So you're not replacing it every year. And there's a record. Here's the intelligent part. Say field land intelligently. Every letter of my name, S.H.O.E, every name, every letter of the name, S.H.O.E, serves a purpose. S.H.O.E, S.H.O.E, stop hurting or start helping. Our earth, field land intelligently. How we gonna fill the land intelligently? How do you fill land intelligently? You don't put whatever our waste material, you don't put it in the landfill that turns toxic in 19 days. That's the current system we using. I, I broke that down at the beginning of this video. The current system we using, we pick up garbage and then we dump garbage in landfills, and those landfills become toxic in 19 days, and the waste is unretrievable. You can't even go back in to get the said waste. But if you field land intelligently, now we got a record of all of the homes that utilize my mulch. Now the reason I say we got a record because you're gonna have to contact me to utilize this mulch. So you get in contact with S.H.O.E. S.H.O.E comes to your property, and we're gonna put this mulch, this durable mulch, not just regular mulch, this durable mulch, rubber mulch. We're gonna put this wherever you need it, under your porch, around your garage, around your garden. I've also targeted areas on the side of the garage that the majority of the homeowners that I know, this is data. The majority of the homeowners that I know that I've asked, they wasn't even aware of the 2 feet by 8 or 9 feet. There's a 2 feet by 8 feet area that's on the opposite side of garages in a ranch style home. We got an area on the side of the garage that's rarely used for anything. You know, this little area is rarely used. Like it's just accumulate weeds. I'm gonna use that space to disperse mulch and embellish your property with this durable rubber mulch that's saving the environment. And then we're gonna come and clean up this said property, meaning I'm gonna come and once a month, anybody that agrees to utilize this mulch will receive the benefit of one of my team members coming to their property and cleaning up, picking up paper, which, if you've been looking at this video, is needed in our community on a massive scale. If we could pay young men and women a very respectable wage to come and clean up our community, I'm sure we wouldn't have a problem signing people up. I'm sure we wouldn't have a problem signing people up. And unlike the current employment system, I just need you to want to work. If you come to me and you tell me you want to work, that's it. That's all I need to hear. I'm not gonna give you a test to prove that like, no, I'm not. You gotta jump, you gotta pass. Oh, by the way, what's your credit score? Like what? Credit score don't have nothing to do with this. And if you get the job and you do good, you're gonna know your credit score is gonna be high because I'm gonna be able to pay for the things that I get. You see, like that's my goal. That's where I'm going with S.H.O.E, and I wanted to make the Chicago Walk Show topic today all about S.H.O.E. If you have any questions, comments, you know what to do. I'm open for them. I want feedback. I want to hear. I want to hear how you feel about S.H.O.E. If I've left anything out, which I don't think I did. But there's a page by page proposal. There's a page by page proposal on my GoFundMe page. So if you want any more information, any details, anything I haven't answered, any questions I haven't answered, you could go on you could go on my GoFundMe page, S.H.O.E GoFundMe, and then you could answer just any questions you want to answer there. Or you could donate. It's up to you. If you want to help this, if this makes sense to you, you know, if taking what shoes and tires are 2%, they come up to 2% of of, of, of landfill. They're 2% of whatever's in landfill. Shoes and tires account for 2%. Now, 2% might not sound like a lot, but when we talking metric tons, we talking metric tons of waste. We talking hundreds of thousands, millions of tons of waste. Like we talking about all this waste, right? 2% of that is a lot. Shoes and tires, 2%, that's thousands of pounds of waste. Like, I don't know about you, but we need to address this because if we keep filling the landfills, they gonna keep spreading out. Even if they, you only can go so high. So after you go so high, they gonna start spreading horizontally, going vertical up and down. Now you gotta go horizontal side to side. So S.H.O.E is gonna address that. S.H.O.E gonna give the young man a job. S.H.O.E gonna give back to the community. Unlike all of the businesses in our community don't do now. All they do is come in, collect the bag, leave. That's it. They don't live here. They're not the same. They're not the same group of people we are. They're not the same color. So they taking their money back to their resources. They taking their they taking their income back to where they live. Another motherfucker looking right. He ain't looking. He ran over trying to cross the street in the black community. That's another thing. How we drive is symbolic of our state of mind. We willing to we willing to run the nigga over because I'm trying to get somewhere. You know? Theoretically, this is my theory on that. And all this is for S.H.O.E now. Keep that in mind. All this is more the reason why S.H.O.E is needed in our community and all other communities. But I'm gonna start in my community first, and then we're gonna get some momentum and turn into that conglomerate like Uber. You heard it here first. This gonna be big because all these vacant lots in this community, they need some attention. Then when I get that durable mulch, when I get a inventory of it, when I get a stockpile of it, I'm gonna take that I'm gonna take that same mulch and I'm gonna build basketball courts. 9250. It's called the 9250 project. The 9250 project, where we gonna build 92 by 50s in the neighborhood. 92 by 50. That's the dimension of a basketball court. Those are the dimensions of a basketball court. So as I clean up the community, my team and myself, we're gonna also be establishing relationships with the people in the community. That's another part of a strong community. We don't know each other. You know, mind your business. Now, we've been encouraged to mind our business. You know, that's what we do in our community. I believe that was a cliche phrase. That was a cliche phrase to contribute to oppression. I got a whole video on that. I got a whole video on cliches and sayings that I believe was geared towards having us in a certain state of mind. You know, like jack of all trade, master of none. That discourages that discourages that discourages an individual from thinking he cold at stuff. Reckless. We reckless. We do each other any kind of way, man. I'm telling you, I was talking about the driving. That's what I was doing. I was talking about the driving. I'm all over the place, I know, because this is no script. This is off my this is off the top of my heart. That's what this that's what my channel is. It's my perspective. It ain't no notes. I don't gotta write no notes down because this is my life. It's in my head. I remember this stuff. And I was explaining how we drive like we live. We want to run each other over and I wish you would, and all that crazy stuff, man. I experience it every day when I walk. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. But I'm addressing it by giving young men an opportunity to make good money and clean up their neighborhood at the same time. S.H.O.E as an acronym for Start Helping Our Earth Fill Land Intelligently. Then when we fill these lands, we're going to have a record of that land and we're going to maintain that land. It ain't mine. This not my vacant lot right here. Yes, it is, man. It's all our vacant lot and we need to take care of them. Overgrown grass, all that. We need to take care of these things. And we don't have to wait on nobody to do it. Our brothers and sisters that's made a way for themselves, including myself, can contribute to nonprofit organizations within the neighborhood that's taking care of the neighborhood. That's how you take care of stuff. I got a whole video about giving to the Red Cross and giving to even the NAACP. Like, man, these organizations to me, they was established to carry out oppression, to carry out racism, to carry out segregation. I got a whole video on that. Look it up. I got a video on a lot of different things, and it's just my perspective. I'm walking and I'm talking. However you want to receive this, if you want to just walk with me to lose weight, do that. If you want to listen to what I'm talking about, do that. If you want to listen and walk, do that. But do one of the things, like do something, you know? So in closing, I want to encourage everybody to go on S.H.O.E all platforms. Look at what I'm on. Look at what I'm doing. We the change that we need. We the change that we looking for. How you doing? All right. We the change that we need. We the change that we looking for. We gotta be. Because if we waiting on somebody else to do it, it's not gonna happen. We wait on somebody to come outside the neighborhood and come in our neighborhood and do for us what we could do for ourselves. No, I don't think that's not a winning formula. How has that been working out for us up to this point? It haven't. So we got to take matters in our own hand. We have organizations like S.H.O.E. You know, I'm not even knocking big organizations. I'm just saying, historically, what have they done for us? You know, check my video out on these big name companies Red Cross, and FEMA, and these different agencies, man. If you do some research on them, man, Planned Parenthood, boy, Planned Parenthood sound so like what? Why wouldn't you go there? Because Planned Parenthood is on something else. Like I don't know particularly what they own, but just do the research. Look, I've done some research, so just look at my video and be floored by the things that I found out about the police, where the police came from, where the police originated from, where the FEMA originated from. I got my 3-on-3. I got my 3-on-3 recipe. I got a video showing you how to cook that 3-on-3, G. Popular in my family. It's wanted at all the events. All the gatherings, a special request for the 3-on-3 pasta. What is a 3-on-3 pasta? 3-on-3 pasta, 3-on-3 is S.H.O.E. You have three different kinds of everything. You got three kinds of cheese. You got three kinds of meat. Let's see, you got mozzarella, you got Kobe, and you got cheddar, sharp cheddar, or whichever three you want. But I'm gonna give you my original recipe. You got three. Just look up the video, G. I ain't even finna tell you because I got a whole video and breaking it down. It's fire. It's fire. Bring one pan of this to the event. I'm talking about whoever brought that boring spaghetti, they gonna be mad at you because it's gonna be left. They not gonna touch it. Valentine's Day is coming soon, y'all. Handcrafted. I got some handcrafted bath ponchos. I got handcrafted bath ponchos. They oversized, long train for comfort, hood, big, large hood for comfort. Got a pocket for comfort, a pocket for convenience, utility pocket for your cell phone, waterproof utility pocket. So, most of us would prefer to can't be away from our phone, so we even take our phone in the bathroom with us. I got a pocket for that on my handcrafted poncho. Handcrafted poncho. It's nice too. Look it up. None like it. I guarantee you, you won't find a poncho that meets all your needs, your bath needs, like you won't find in mine. Like you will find in mine, you won't find in others. How many bath ponchos you know got a waterproof pouch for your cell phone, your devices, or whatever? How many of them you know? How many of how many ponchos you know, your bath ponchos, that actually fit a big cat like me? If you skinny, if you petite, if you slim, it work for you. But if you a big guy, you need that terry cloth to be everywhere. You don't need that to be gotta stretch in there. That's the worst feeling. Get out of bath, don't got enough cloth, don't got enough towel to cover you. What? Not with my bath ponchos. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm out. Peace.